So about a year ago, I got this Hindash palette. I believe I ordered it, well, I actually got it in a Beautylish Lucky bag. So I ordered it like around Black Friday and it arrived, you know, in January. And so I got this, and as you can see, I have not really used it at all. But then for whatever reason, he came out with another palette and I bought it and never used it. So we're gonna try them out today. And I have already done my brows and I've put on this Merit Perfecting Complexion Stick, and that's all that is on my face is brows, the Perfecting Complexion Stick. I did put on a little bit of NARS eyeshadow primer, and then I have a lip balm on, which the lip balm I'm using is the Fresh Sugar Lip Balm. So that is everything that's on my face. And we're gonna jump into these. So I don't even know, well, I know why I bought the second one, but out of the two, the first one actually has like shades I think that would work better with my skin tone. And then this one has quite a few pastels in it. And honestly, like these two are what I bought it for. Because these two, I think out of everything, look like they would work the best on my skin tone. But I think I should be able to pull out a full face of makeup aside from lip products. I should be able to contour my face, do blush, bronzer, eyeshadow, eyeliner, everything from these palettes. So let's go ahead and jump in. And I think I want to start off with kind of like the contour and the bronze. So what's interesting, these are all made to mix. You can mix within the pan or you can, you know, dip back and forth. So the one thing that kind of sucks, I don't know why I said sucks, but the one thing that I guess is kind of tricky in that is if you run out of product on your brush, it may not be exact when you go in for it again. So I'm gonna try to like not just work in small sections of my face when I have to mix. I'm gonna try to go all over. And I'm gonna go in with this brush first. And I want to warm up my face a little bit, and I'm going to try just to use the warmer side of tan lines. So which would be like the kind of, I don't know, it looks a little bit pink on here though. These formulas are very thin, firmly pressed formulas, and I have seen other people do videos talking about how they don't like these palettes because they get hard pan. Don't put your fingers in them. If you get this, do not put your fingers in these or you will get hard pan. So we're just gonna kind of work around. The reason they do that, and the reason that Hindash did that and other companies that do hard pan products like this is these are more buildable products, and they do it to where you're not picking up a ton on your brush at a time. But since it's pressed so hard in there, it makes it difficult for you to like actually dip your finger in it and get any kind of swatch, because again, you can only pick up so much at a time, so they don't swatch very well. So I think this is working pretty well just to add life to my skin, but it does lean a little bit pink. So I'm going to go in with this initial base with this shade, and then I'm going to go in with maybe mixing some of that in with some of this brown to deepen it a little bit as a bronzer. All right, so let's go in with a little bit of this brown, maybe a touch of this. Well, that's got too much red in it. So we'll just do the brown, and then we'll kind of mix the whole pan here and then see what that gives us. Yeah, and I think that does a little bit better. Here's the thing, for everyday makeup, these might be great like if you're trying to save money and you just want a palette that's gonna do your whole face and be very versatile. But for everyday makeup, are you really gonna wanna sit there and like try to finagle and like work with all of these colors? Probably not. So you can definitely see that it is adding some color to my face, but it's very subtle. Let's go in now and do a little bit of contouring, and I think I'm going to use this shade called Ego, and I'm going to just take the tip of this brush here I don't know why. Here's the thing, there's no kick up with these, by the way. So there's really no reason for you to bang it on the side of your palette. And I'm just gonna lightly go in just in the backs of my cheeks here. So I do want to kind of start to work in the eyes a little bit just to add a little bit of depth and dimension. So I'm going to first clean off my makeup brush in this thing really quick, just knock off any excess pigment that might be on the bristles. And I'm going to go back into this, which is the tan lines, and kind of work that in. Also make sure that, like, for the most part, you're dealing with clean brushes and you don't use anything that had like a liquid or cream product on it before you dip in here. Again, since they are pressed so tightly, that's also going to cause hard pan. And I'm going to go now back into the color that I used to contour, just to kind of go over that a bit. Same brush. And this makeup literally is so thin on the skin that it just kind of looks like your skin is tinted that way. Like, it's not detectable on the skin. As far as like the texture isn't detectable. So if you were somebody with aging skin to where eyeshadow textures really pick up, this is perfect. So cleaning off another brush really quickly, I kind of want to go in with that sort of gray shade there, and I'm going to run that along the lower lash line. I may go in with something else later to kind of warm up the eye and do the eye look I want to do, but I just kind of want to put a little bit of a shadow there. So now I want to make like a yellow brown kind of color, and I think what I'm going to end up having to do, well, I could go in, I've got these, holding these like this. I think I want something kind of mustardy like this. So I think I may go in with that first and then maybe build on top of it if I feel like it's a little too mustardy. So this shade is called Match. There it is on the brush. And we're just gonna kind of put that over the lid. And I'm gonna take that under the eye as well, over top of where I just kind of put that sort of contour shade. So one thing I do want to point out is, like, you need to have soft brushes for this, because since you are slowly building pigment, the more you're working on your eyes with your brushes, you don't want scratchy brushes on your eyes. So I'm going to custom make a blush color. There are about 4 shades between the 2 palettes that I think work great for blush. This one, this one, this one, and this one. But I think I want to actually mix these 2, like the sort of red one in with the more mauve one. And now I'm going to go in this side where it's a little bit deeper and see if I can kind of get, there we go. And then I need to blend. So what's so interesting about these, since they are buildable and they're sheer, you can still see my skin through them, and they just look so natural and pretty. So I'm going to take the brush that I used to blend out my foundation and then just kind of go around the edges. And I do kind of want to mix together, these are hard to hold up. I'm gonna bronze a little bit, and I'm gonna mix together Match Made and Feel Real, which Feel Real is down here. So I'm gonna use this side and then maybe all of that, because I don't want it to be, let's see, we'll see what that creates. Could be a mistake. kind of go over, and kind of bring it over the blush and back into the cheek. Actually, that worked out really well. And then I'm just going to take that foundation brush that I used, kind of blend it out a little bit. And now we're just going to line the lash line a little bit. So I'm going to take this brush. This is a Wayne Goss tight lining brush. And I'm going to go in between these two shades here. It's like a really deep warm brown to a black. And I'm going to go right in the center there, which should kind of give me like a little bit of like a burgundy feel. Not really, it's just like a deep warm brown. And I'm going to work that into my lash line. And I'm going to take this clean fluffy brush and literally, I don't know why I said literally, and I'm just going to blend it out. And that is all in these palettes. Let's go ahead and finish up my makeup. I think I want to put a little bit of, just a tiny bit of highlighter on. And I'm going to go in with this. It's the MAC Soft and Gentle. And I just want to use a little bit, just right there. And then I'm just going to hop back in with that foundation brush and kind of meld the highlighter into the cheeks. And then I've been loving the Say Beauty mascara, so I'm just going to hop in and add a quick coat of mascara. Mascara is done. Let's find a lip product. For lips, I'm first going to go in with this MAC lip pencil in Oak, which I believe is like a very warm kind of tan brown shade. And then I'm going to go in with this Clinique Black Honey, almost lipstick is what they call it. And this is literally one of the quickest makeup looks that I've made in a while, using the least amount of products. So here's the thing. I have no idea why it took me so long to dig into these. I think maybe I was a little bit intimidated because you have to do a ton of mixing, but if you have enough knowledge on color theory, I think that you could really make this work. And there are tons of options in here, tons of like really beautiful shades and things that you can mix for year round. I really like the way my makeup turned out. I think it looks really natural and beautiful. Since the powders are kind of a more sheer sort of buildable formula, you can go as light or as heavy as you want. And my skin still shows through. You can still see like my freckles and things like that on my face with these powders since there's like no coverage to them. I really like it. So I'm definitely going to use these a lot more. But I would just say, if you were going to use these and this is going to be something you're going to keep around, make sure that you regularly clean off your brushes, or you only use brushes that were used only in powder products, and that your face isn't like overly wet or moisturized when you're applying them to your face with your brush and then dipping back in, because you're going to end up kind of crossing over the oils into here and you will get hard pan. I would recommend that if you are somebody like me who uses a ton of moisturizer, powder your face after your foundation to where it kind of has something to kind of build onto and not just stick to. So anyway, that's all I really have to say about these. If you want me to do another video, maybe doing a more dramatic look, I would be happy to do that. I'm actually really excited about them, and I keep opening them up and like looking, and I actually see so many possibilities of mixing. I think they're great for somebody like me. If you happen to have a really hard time finding blushes and bronzers to complement your skin, I think these are great for that. So anyway, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
It's all the same.